shoot, I said as you claim it. Instant Xbox, spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalker, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. Now, yesterday I did not do a video. I was at 2 NDA events, and I ain't gonna hold you. The boy was pushed to the brink. It's one thing to leave out the house in the dark and come back at night in the dark. It was crazy. But you got a chance to see one event that we were talking about. Shout out to Microsoft. Shout out to Stranger Things. Shout out to Netflix. Shout out to Sobo. Shout out to Flight Simulator and Xbox. So it was a lot of stuff that was there while we were there, and Will Cognitos was with me, and there was some stuff that was happening that I really couldn't talk about then, but I did get a chance to talk about the stuff that I was able to talk about. There are some stuff that's under embargo. Now, yesterday's show. Now that was Monday. Yesterday's event was complete NDA stuff that I cannot talk about at all. And, they're, like one of our partners, and there's some big stuff that's happening next year. And I am super excited for all the stuff that is happening for us as Xbox fans, as Microsoft fans, as people that are PC fans. It's something great and hugely exciting. So I cannot wait to talk about that stuff. But the stuff that I do want to talk about today, I want to talk about Call of Duty and the state of Call of Duty and what does Call of Duty actually mean? Where we're going with next generation graphics, where we're heading down this ever increasing collision course with PC and console, with the merging of and blending and blurring of the lines when it comes to video games in itself and how we see things. I am excited and I can't wait to get into these topics. So let's do it. Now, the wizard at Xbox, Jason Ronald, a good friend of mine, Xbox exec, teases exciting plans for 2026 when asked about OG Xbox titles and Game Pass. Now, what I can say and what I could elaborate on is, like I've told you guys for a long period of time, next year is a huge year for Xbox. And going into 2026, there are high expectations when it comes to the platform. If it's Game Pass, if it's hardware, if it's software, if it's cloud streaming, there's huge plans for Xbox in 2026. If 2025 was any indication of what Xbox can do when they're truly focused on the platform and broadening their scope when it comes to gaming and taking gaming and pushing it to where gaming needs to be, as far as the survivability and the economics of what gaming is in today's fashion. With some of the stuff that I do know and I can't really talk about yet until embargoes is up, Jason Ronald, in his words, can say what he means for what 2026 means for Xbox. In his words, you can get that from him. This was from a BBC interview, the British Broadcasting Channel, and he had an interview that he was doing there. So these words are from Jason Ronald himself.
So what I will say is I can't announce anything today, but in 2026, it's the 25th anniversary of Xbox, and we want to celebrate the great legacy and the history that we have with Xbox, as well as defining the future for where the Xbox ecosystem's going. So I can't confirm or deny what you're asking, but stay tuned. We have a lot of exciting things to share next year.
For those of us that love a custom controller, you know Xbox does it like nobody else. But I'm going to tell you, they keep your money flowing very easily to their bank. Now, if you're into custom controllers, I got a controller for you. If you're a Fallout fan, then it's a no-brainer. The Pip-Boy controller is up for pre-order. Now, you can get a Pip-Boy regular controller, or you can get a Pip-Boy Elite 2 controller. Now, the thing that I'm going to tell you is, what makes this different, what sets this apart, you can make this your own. You can go to Design Labs and design it. Xbox Design Labs. Now, I was sworn to secrecy. There's nothing that I could say. I actually had to sit down and just be quiet on this one. It's at the Microsoft store, and the kids saw some stuff. Now, if you look at any of my videos that I put out, I try to leave hints. I try to show things without saying, because they didn't say that the video can talk. So if you're ever watching any of my videos and you see pictures up of I'm showing videos and I've been someplace, but of places that I couldn't talk about, shout out to Netflix, shout out to Stranger Things, shout out to Microsoft, shout out to Asobo. Give a huge shout out to the Microsoft store, and give a shout out to Flight Simulator 2024. Yeah. If you know, you know. If you don't know, then you don't know. But I'm not a leaker. Again, it's not me to sit there and run around and spoil everybody's fun. That's just not what I'm about. But these controllers look like fun. So if you're into copying and collecting, I don't know how these controllers miss your collection. You know me, I'm about saving. I'm about getting that cash and keeping that cash. And the only way that you can get that cash is if you buy and save, right? So, you know, every year Xbox gets that whole buy one, get one free sale. Now, kind of like Target, but done with Xbox. Now, if you're into some of these games, then you can go over there right now. The sale doesn't end until December 17th, and some of the games are as low as $3. So what I suggest is, you go check them out. See if any of those games appeal to you, if those are gifts that you want to give out for the holiday season. I know the solstice is about to start, and, a lot of people celebrate Christmas, but this is the festive time, and this is the time of giving, a time of reflection, and a time of just being thankful for things. So again, if you have some extra pocket change and you want to give out some gifts or whatever, or you want to get some stuff for yourself, maybe you worked really hard and you see a lot of games. Well, there's no better time than now. Buy one, get one free. Now, for some weird reason, people thought that only PlayStation with Amethyst was working closely with AMD. That is not to be true. What is to be true is that Microsoft and PlayStation and everyone in the industry works very closely with AMD. AMD is one of the top choices when it comes to video cards. But we also know that their frame generation system, FSR, is now probably getting its stride. FSR 4. Well, we have something called Redstone now. And Redstone is improving how ray tracing works with FSR and going forward with these new graphical improvements. But one of the games being showcased today. Now, that game happens to be a Microsoft game, happens to be an Xbox game, happens to be one of the larger games in the industry, one of the leading games in the industry. That game happens to be Call of Duty. And with getting this new information, if you happen to have a 9000 series AMD GPU, you can take advantage of that today. And as of today, Call of Duty has entered what we will consider the next generation. Usually consoles are behind PCs, and PCs are ahead of consoles. In that sense, you have to know that every time a console comes out, PCs are probably a generation or two ahead of whatever consoles can deliver. But with Xbox taking the hybrid PC approach, we understand that Xbox will be leading the charge when it comes to next generation graphics and next generation power. With next year being a pivotal year in Xbox's history, with the anniversary, we see that AMD is gearing up with over 40 titles that are releasing next year. And the majority of those titles will be Xbox and Microsoft titles. We see that the business of being Xbox and Microsoft is paying dividends, especially when you have powers and partners as powerful as AMD. Let me let them talk for themselves.
About gaming is how it never stops evolving, not just in how we play, but in how deeply we experience the worlds we step into. Early this year at Computex, I shared a glimpse of that future with FSR Redstone, our next generation suite of neural rendering technologies. And today, that future is here. FSR Redstone gives developers new tools to create and players experiences that feel richer, more alive, and more immersive. We'll have more than 200 games supporting our ML Power Upscaler by the end of this year, delivering near native image quality from lower resolution frames in real time. But this is just the beginning. There's so much more ahead, and we're excited to see how developers and players bring these technologies to life. We took a hard look at the modern graphics pipeline and asked a simple question: where can machine learning truly transform the gaming experience? That question led us to create 3 new technologies, joining our ML upscaling as part of the FSR Redstone family. Ray trace lighting is stunning, but incredibly demanding. Modern games spend a huge amount of time calculating rays bouncing around complex scenes, so we reimagined that process from the ground up. FSR Radiance Caching is a real-time neural network-driven system that transforms how ray trace lighting is computed. Think of it as lighting intelligence built directly into the engine. Instead of recalculating every single ray, Radiance Caching learns in real time, recognizing lighting patterns, predicting behavior, and reusing information with incredible efficiency. The result? Beautiful, realistic lighting at a fraction of the cost. We're proud to partner with Fat Shark, creators of Warhammer 40,000 Darktide, to showcase the first implementation of Radiance Caching, bringing richer, beautiful lighting to every environment. You'll see this technology rolling up in games next year, and it's set to redefine cinematic fidelity in real-time experiences. Next, we focus on improving ray trace detail, especially in scenes that are upscaled, where traditional denoisers often blur or lose fine information. FSR Ray Regeneration is our ML Power solution to restore detail in ray trace effects. Using neural networks trained on low sample frames, it reconstructs what the final image should look like, delivering crisp reflections, clean shadows, and more lifelike surfaces. Every frame feels more alive. You can see this tech in action right now in Call of Duty Black Ops 7, where it delivers ultra-realistic lighting and fast-paced gameplay, with many of next year's top games in development now. With Ray Regeneration, we're enabling higher quality ray tracing at higher performance, and this is just the start. Let's hear from my good friend Matt Booty from Microsoft to share his experience with FSR Redstone.
Thanks, Jack. Hi, everyone. I'm Matt Booty, president of game content and studios at Xbox. And in my role, I have the honor of working with some of the greatest artists, creatives, and technical directors in the world. We have a long history with AMD, from our ambitious hardware plans to how our teams are working together today to deliver the best-in-class experience for our players in games like Call of Duty. Real-time ray tracing enables high-fidelity, realistic cinematic reflections, yet for many games, the runtime cost is prohibitive. FSR Redstone helps change that. We've been working very closely with AMD to co-develop FSR Ray Regeneration to achieve a material improvement in real-time ray tracing. I'm pleased to say that Call of Duty Black Ops 7 is the first game ever to showcase this visual enhancing technology. Additionally, with today's Redstone launch driver, FSR Frame Generation is also now available for players running Call of Duty Black Ops 7 on AMD's 9000 series graphics cards. These ML technologies help our teams achieve higher fidelity visuals while delivering the great feel and high performance that Call of Duty is known for. Our work on FSR Redstone is just one example of what this partnership is unlocking today, and our teams can't wait to share more of what our collaboration with AMD will unlock in the future across games and our next generation hardware. Thanks, and back to you, Jack.
Thanks, Matt. It's been incredible working with your team, and I'm so grateful for our partnership. Our next major upgrade builds on a foundation we introduced with FSR 3, analytical frame generation powered by deterministic algorithms. It set the stage. It proved how dramatically smoother motion can redefine gameplay, and it showed just how transformative frame generation can be. Now, we're taking it even further. Our new ML-based frame generation uses advanced neural network trained on some of the most challenging scenarios in modern gaming, from high-speed racers to chaotic battlefields. The result? Motion that's not just smoother, but truly seamless. In this example from F125, on the left, our original analytical model. Notice the ghosting around the tire at high speed. On the right, the new ML version. Crisp, clear, fluid, preserving every nuance of speed and motion. This is what next-gen frame generation looks like, and you can see it for yourself in over 40 games by the end of this year. And that's the beauty of FSR. It keeps getting smarter, so your games keep getting better. When you piece all these innovations together, the result is nothing short of extraordinary. Higher performance without sacrificing image quality, giving you the freedom to push your hardware further. For example, with Redstone enabled, you'll be over 4 times faster in Call of Duty Black Ops 7 and over 3 times faster in F125. Just turn on FSR Redstone and feel the difference.
In what I can only categorize as times have completely changed. PlayStation promoting Halo campaign evolved on their must-play titles for 2026. They must, oh my God, like, that's wild crazy. We are living in the upside down, and the upside down is living all around, and it is what it is. I got some NDA stuff that I would love to talk about, but this is so damn connected to that, where the old man get off my lawn console stuff, that stuff, it's over with. Like, honestly, it's a necessity to survive when, because they could just drop it on PlayStation and don't say anything. PlayStation needs it to be a success as well. You understand? Because they understand if they can start to cross-pollinate, then the avenue to making more money is opened up. And I just see this as the times have changed. Companies understand the positions of the world, and we as consumers need to navigate and adjust to what is happening in front of us in real time. Okay, I told you 2026 is going to be a wild year, and the wildness has started. This is crazy. In the Black Ops 7 update, you got a chance to know what they plan on doing. So it's a message from the Call of Duty team, and this is the synopsis of it. You'll be able to opportunity to play Black Ops 7 for free. Next week, we're opening the doors for everyone to jump in to play Black Ops 7 multiplayer and zombies for free trial, along with double XP weekend. We would like you to experience the game firsthand to decide for yourselves. Now, what this is telling me is squarely they're feeling the pressure from Battlefield 6, Arc Raiders, and games of that like, eating their lunch like Fortnite and other games of this ilk. We are committed to unprecedented seasonal support. Your continued feedback will help us shape our seasonal updates over the next coming months. Season 01 is the largest live season ever, and we're just getting started. We won't rest until Black Ops 7 earns its place as one of the best Black Ops games we've ever made. And that is letting you know, all those bumps in the beginning, they're hearing you guys, that this multiplayer ain't it, or certain aspects of it isn't hitting, and they are committed to making sure that is a reality for them. Okay. I will continue. Okay, hold on. Our strategy coming forward. Now, this part is very, very important. We will no longer do back-to-back releases of Modern Warfare or Black Ops games. The reasons are many, but one of the main ones is to ensure that we provide an absolute unique experience each and every year. We will drive innovation that is meaningful, not incremental. While we aren't sharing those plans today, we look forward to doing so when the time is right. That's letting me know that, again, it's been a watered down experience and you guys have definitely fed into it. The metrics are speaking. Microsoft and Xbox is listening. So you won't have that same ABK thing that they were doing every year. Black Ops has finally had the voice of the people and they're listening. So I'll talk about this at the end. I've always felt that Call of Duty needed a much needed break from that annual yearly stuff. Give it some time to breathe. With what AMD is doing with FSR and how we see that going, with Jason Ronald explaining what this generation and what next generation and what 2026 means to Xbox in the grand scheme of things. I want to tackle each one of these in its encapsulation, just to bring the focus in on the topics, right? To focusing on what Jason Ronald kind of was saying and what he was alluding to with 2026 being the year of the Xbox and the anniversary of Xbox, and Microsoft and Xbox looking to do bigger, greater things than they did in 2026 and all the years preceding it, right? So it's very hard to top exactly what you did, especially this year when you have the Xbox ROG Ally X and that thing being sold out everywhere. I was at the Microsoft store on Monday, and let me tell you something. The Xbox ROG Ally X is sold out all over the place, with the Xbox ROG Ally being readily available. And I see a lot of journalists and a lot of individuals using the weaker console model of it as the barometer of the performance of the ROG spec, and that's just disingenuous. But with Jason Ronald and this year of what they were able to achieve, and going forward with Play Anywhere, with cloud streaming, with the PC hybrid console looming, and with that announcement coming into fray, with all the titles that you do know that should be releasing next year, with the synergy with AMD, that stuff happening. Jason Ronald is sitting on a powder keg of information that he can't divulge to you guys at this moment. And I'm pretty sure that it's going to be an exciting situation the moment that they're able to talk about this stuff, because I feel that it's going to be something incredible. With Black Ops 7 and, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, releasing a title every year, I always felt that it watered down the product, and with the growing sentiment that it becoming samey, they do need that break in between of getting those games out when those games are done, and to kind of break away from the shackles of the annual stuff, to give those titles the much needed looks and much needed work that they deserve. So again, I'm all for Call of Duty taking its time out and giving you a proper campaign, giving you really good, robust multiplayer and good strategies when it comes to battle passes, all that other stuff. Now, me, with full transparency, I'm not a real Call of Duty head. I'm not that person that you will look to be that Call of Duty person, but I am that person that's going to tell you I'm going to play the campaign, have to finish the other campaign, then I have to go finish this campaign. But I have the titles and I'm able to get a chance to play them. But again, doing annual stuff doesn't give people enough time to miss you because you was just here, right? You didn't get enough out of that last release before you release in the next release. I don't think they're making the best moves. So I think now they understand it. With Battlefield 6 out there, with Arc Raiders out there, trust me, they understand now. With AMD setting their stake into the ground, with FSR being the fundamental push into next generation, with the graphics cards effective today, with the patch that was released today, with Call of Duty and what ray tracing is looking like, we're moving now into this synergetic world where graphics meets fidelity meets realism, and AMD is on the forefront of pushing this technology when it comes to consoles. Now we have Nvidia that's pushing it on the Nintendo front, but again, Nintendo is a weak underpowered console, and it's good for the stuff that they're trying to do. But when we're talking about high fidelity games that is pushing the envelope of fidelity and big budget stuff, then we're looking at Xbox, and then another extent the PlayStation. With the Magnus looming, we're getting a front row seat in the future of graphics today, and where graphics will be going with the AMD partnership alongside of Asus, MSI, Microsoft, all Windows products. You're starting to see the vision of what Bill Gates actually wanted initially for the Xbox platform, and now it's coming full circle. So again, this is Xbox Frontline News. If you liked anything that you saw, I am so happy that you did. And, become a member. The members is the lifeblood of the stream. I do appreciate each and every last one of you guys for being here. I got to get over to my Patreon duties where I am live reacting to Jujutsu Kaisen because the movie's out. I got to finish up these episodes so I can get to the movie. But please, hit the sub, hit the notification bell, share it out to a friend, and leave some comments because I answer each and every last one of you in the comments, even if it's a thumbs up. But if you give me some intriguing stuff, then we'll talk about it. But also, I got some stuff for you members. We're about to do that up. But I want you to do what I always try to do, what you should be doing. I like to go where gamers games and winners win. And I'm going to tell you, try to play the Game Pass.
Play it day one with Game Pass.